So Monday, Hasbro Pulse live stream, Marvel Legends. It's supposed to be a big one, according to their post. Lots of big reveals to end the year. Um, I think they're probably overhyping a little bit, but this year they've had a lot of solid reveals. But let's try to predict what they're going to show us on Monday. Well, there's a leaked Secret Wars wave, and Dwight even said himself that there's more Secret Wars figures coming. So I think we're almost guaranteed. I'm surprised we haven't seen them yet, but I think we're almost guaranteed to see that wave get revealed. Now the leaked wave is Constrictor, Falcon. I'll see if I can remember this. Constrictor, Falcon, Spider-Man. There's only 5 of them. The last one's kind of up in the air. Absorbing Man, Daredevil. So, yeah, a lot of those, everyone except Absorbing Man, I believe, was part of the original wave. And the previous wave was 4 figures that were part of the original wave, and then 2 that were part of the story. Now, it was 1 that was part of the first story, 1 that was part of Secret Wars 2. I don't know if that's going to be a pattern. If it is, there's only going to be 3 waves, because they're going to run out of original wave figures real quick, because I think there was only 12 of them. But if they follow that same trend, at least for this wave, that would mean that mystery figure is somebody that's from the Secret Wars story, but wasn't in the wave. I don't know if that's going to be true. So this is my thought process on this. Spider-Man. They did the black suit Spider-Man. So what's left is a normal blue and red Spider-Man. Are they going to release a cheaper blue and red Spider-Man when Maximum Stone Source sells? Doesn't sound likely. So, battle damaged was another idea, because the suit does get damaged during Secret Wars. It's only a little rip, but they could have exaggerated that. But hey, we got a battle damaged Spider-Man in the Magic the Gathering set. So what if it's not a Spider-Man? But what if it's a Spider-Woman? It's been a bit since they've had a single release. They like to cut corners. They like to make things cheap. Repackage the one from the 5-pack. She's there. And that's the character that appeared in the story that wasn't in the original wave. So that gives us 2, her and Absorbing Man. So, a character that's in the original wave, I think we're going to get Hobgoblin. A lot of people think it's going to be Volcana. I think it's going to be Hobgoblin, because we got the Iceman single release. If Constrictor's in this, and then Hobgoblin, that's the 3 figures that had regional releases that are all done and reissued. Not reissued, but redone on the retro packaging. It just, if they do the 2 and not the 3rd one, it just seems a little weird. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm overlooking things. I feel like Volcano would be what fans want and would be the better way. But I think we're due for a Goblin release. A new glider, and then they could reuse that glider for every other Goblin, right? So, onwards to the also obvious. We're getting some sort of Punisher mech. Probably from the one from when he fought. I've never actually read the story, but I've seen people talking about it. He fights Red Hulk. It's basically confirmed. It's all but confirmed. Somebody guessed it. They got a figure, but there's a little, what was it on Twitter, where Dan was like, "Oh, or is it?" So yeah, but it's probably it, or a version of it, something like that. But there has to be something really big, I think, if they're teasing this. So I think we may possibly get 2 X-Men 97 Deluxes. I think these were also on leaked lists, in Beast and Bastion. Bastion with the wings. They said they're done with waves for season 1, but we haven't seen the big bad. We haven't even seen a Sinister. So I don't know. And they haven't finished the team. Okay. So I think, a Deluxe Beast and a Deluxe Bastion, I think, we're going to see those. But I do think we'll see one more wave, and I think it'll be a Build-A-Figure wave. And this is where I'm kind of like, what will they do? There's talk, he seemed a little unsure, but I think it was during a Dan Who interview, Dwight said that yes, there's another Build-A-Figure that's, yes, it's finishing a team. But maybe this line also creates the team. I was thinking Volstagg, the Warriors 3. We could really use a lot of... I'm not a Thor guy, really. But Marvel Legends fans, they could use these figures. They could use more Asgard figures. There's hardly any. So, yeah, like... a wave, include... the two there, I can't even think of their names because I'm not a Thor guy. Fendril and I can't think of his name. But yeah, the Warriors 3, you could even put Sif in there. And then fill it out with people that they need. That's what they've been doing. They've been finishing teams. Do like a swordsman. Give us a blue Quicksilver. Because again, they like cutting corners. They like making things cheap. So throw in a blue Quicksilver. Give them running hands this time. Maybe even put 2 sets in there. So... we can give them to the green-handed one. But yeah, I think that's something they can do. They could also... Generation X, they love X-Men. They love doing X-Men waves. So, like, they can finish off Generation X pretty quickly in a wave. You know, do Jubilee, Sync, and then make Skin the Build-A-Figure. I think that's all they really need to do. They could do a... I guess you could argue, like, that's the original run. That's them, and then what in issue 4, Penance joins pretty early, so they could do a Penance if they want. But you could argue that the team's finished without Penance. That's an argument. And you could even, you want to get a bunch more reuse in there, you could release another Banshee, but slightly different in his more, like, you know, the thing's a little smaller during Generation X. I mean, don't do that, please, but they could. Another great character to throw in there, just X-Men related, would be an updated Wolverine Laura Kenny. Yeah. But I don't think that's going to happen. But I think we do. I think we will see a Build-A-Figure wave. I got a gut feeling. I think it will be the Warriors 3. It's a gut feeling. But the Generation X thing is kind of a... I would like more X-Men. And I think that's the only real Build-A-Figure I can think of them doing for X-Men that hasn't already been done. But I'm sure there's more. I'm just over... I guess, like, any of, like, Four Arms, I can't think of his name, from the Marauders. Blockbuster, like, there's lots of big guys they could do. I don't feel in my bones. I'm going to be completely wrong. The Secret Wars wave's a given. It's going to be there. I think the 97 things, that's the other wave that I'm just kind of like, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? Hey, maybe it could be a Uncanny X-Men wave. X-Men 97, Wave 3, I think it could almost be it, because I think it's going to have to go on pre-order soon, because I think they're going to want that to drop around when the show is, and I think we're going to get an announcement for the show soon. Like, I think it's going to be probably around March. We're going to see the next season. It's going to be early spring, I think. But that's completely unrelated. But yeah, that's my predictions for Monday's live stream. We're gonna see 2 waves. One of them's gonna be a Build-A-Figure wave. I think it's gonna involve the Warriors 3, more Asgard people, and then random characters that need to fill things out, like Swordsman, Wolverine, Laura Kenny. Figures that people are always gonna buy that they either want upgrades for or aren't even in the line yet. And then, yeah, that Secret Wars wave, I think it's guaranteed. That Spider-Man, it just feels so weird on the leak list. If we didn't get the Battle Damage Spider-Man, or if we didn't get Maximum Spider-Man, it would make sense. But I just don't see us getting a classic Spider-Man when Maximum's still on store shelves. But hey, it's the lists have been a little off before. A Spider-Woman would fit in there nice. But it could be completely anybody. Could be anybody. And like I said, Hobgoblin feels like a Hobgoblin to me, that missing piece. Just, they did Iceman. If Constrictor's in there, they did Constrictor. Hobgoblin's that third one. But hey, hope you liked the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Catch you later.